Welcome back. In the previous task, we saw how you can connect data from various sources. And in this task, we'll learn about the Power Query Editor. When it comes to connecting and transforming data, the Query Editor is our go-to. You can launch the Power Query from the Home tab by simply clicking on Transform Data or Edit Data according to the version of your Power BI desktop. Now, I'm just going to launch the Power Query Editor by connecting to another table. Okay, so going to Get Data and clicking on Excel. I want to connect to an Excel table. So I'm going to be working with the customer table. So I'll select to open. Opening it, it opens up a dialog box where you can transform your data, which will take us to the Power Query Editor. So I'll simply select this sheet for preview and then click on Transform Data. Now it will take us to the Power Query Editor. And on this Power Query Editor, at the top, we have an editing toolbar where we can find all the tools needed to shape and transform our data. Underneath is the formula bar with some code called the M code, which shows the code for every single transformation you make in Power Query. This code automatically generates as you apply different steps to your data. And you don't need to know the M code to use the Power Query. Okay, you can edit the code or write it from scratch. And on the left side, you can see previews of your data in this query list. And you can make any changes by simply selecting on the individual queries. On the right side, we have the properties. And it is important to be clear about your table name. We also have applied steps below, which shows every step or change you make to your data. I like to change my table name after starting the Power Query Editor. To do that, you can simply select to rename, but in this case, I'm just going to be adding another word, which is table. Then I'll lock it by hitting the Enter key. You can remove column by going to the Remove Column tab under the Home tab. Okay, so you click on Manage Column and then you can click to remove column, or you can simply right click on that column and select to remove column. And as you can see, it added it to the applied steps. So I'll simply go back to the previous step by selecting this to cancel. Now I'm going to change the casing of this column. It looks kind of weird. To do that, you simply select the previous column and then you head over to Add Column, Format. I want to change it to proper case. So I'll select capitalize each word. Now looking at this, you can see that not only did it capitalize each word, it also created a new column. This is because we accessed the Format tool on the Add Column tab instead of overwriting it through the Transform tab. Now I'll go back to the previous step by simply removing this and going back to the previous column. I'll simply select this previous column, go to Transform, Text Column, Format, and then select capitalize each word. As you can see, it has added it to the applied steps. Now I can do the same for all the columns. If I want to do it for more than one column, what I will do is to simply select one, hold down the Shift key, and select the other. Then I'll go over to Text Column, Format, and select capitalize each word. Another interesting thing is you can rename the applied steps just to be clear. And to do that, you simply right click, rename. Okay, so I'm going to rename it to capitalized first name and last name. Capitalized first and last. Okay, so it actually makes it clear. When you're done making all the transformations or shaping your data, simply head over to the Home tab and select Close and Apply to take you back to Power BI Desktop. So in this task, we learned about the Power Query Editor. In the next task, we'll look at how to merge and append queries.